is my audience. How much do you know about holidays in the winter months outside of Christmas? Enough to know whether to get your child's Jewish school teacher a gift? Throughout our lives, we come in contact with people from a variety of cultural backgrounds, and it's important for us to know at least the basics of their practices and customs, especially in the winter months, because many people celebrate a lot of variety of holidays. Hanukkah is a Jewish celebration that is full of activities that are symbolic to its rich heritage tradition. One of my best friends has a Jewish heritage, and all month she's been planning her personal Hanukkah celebration. I was very curious about the holiday, and I wanted to know why it was celebrated and how it was celebrated. So I put my curiosity to work, and I researched not only the history behind Hanukkah, but also how it is modern day celebrated in Jewish cultures. So first, I'm going to tell you about the history behind Hanukkah. Next, I'm going to walk you through the activities that occur throughout the 8 days of Hanukkah. And lastly, I will teach you how to play the most traditional Jewish game, Dreidel. So, our story begins with the Greek Hellenization of the known world. Two authorities after Alexander the Great was Antiochus IV. He tried to set himself up as more than just a king, but also as a god. He stripped the Hebrew people of their religious practices and forced them to try to eat pork and also sacrifice to idols, both of which are forbidden by the Hebrew culture. Some Jews began to submit to this Hellenization, and other Jews revolted. They were called the Maccabees. Through their revolt, they had to go into hiding. Eventually, the Maccabees overtook the Greeks, but by that time, their temple had already been defiled. Returning, they wanted to purify the temple, but they found that there was only 1 day's worth of holy oil left. It would take at least 8 days to replenish the oil supply, but they decided to start the purification process anyways. Miraculously, God allowed for that candle to last all 8 days, and this is where we get the 8 days of Hanukkah. Next, I want to tell you a little bit about the traditional parts of Hanukkah. The most symbolic or representative symbol that people see when they think of Hanukkah is the menorah. The menorah is a candle holder that holds 9 different candles. On the first day, the highest candle and the candle to the farthest right is lit. The next day, those candles are replaced, and also another candle is added. This occurs throughout the rest of the 8 days until all the candles have been lit. After the candles have been lit, there is blessings that are read. On the first day, 3 blessings are read. These interpret into an ushering in of the holiday and the celebrations that follow. Every day after, there are 2 blessings that are read. These are symbolic of the celebration that Hanukkah represents, not only the military victory, but also the miracle of the oil. The rest of the 8 days consist of activities that celebrate the miracle of the oil and also giving thanks, one of which is the food. The most common Hebrew food that is throughout the holiday is latkes. These are fried patties, usually made of potatoes, but they also could be made from apples or even tuna. Another one is Jewish donuts. These symbolize the influence of oil on the holiday because all of them are made with oil. And this just serves as a reminder of God's provision. So, lastly, I want to teach you all the Hebrew game, Dreidel. Do I have a volunteer? Please come up, Kayla. Now, the Hebrew game is played with a spinning top, and on each side, there is a symbol that represents an initial from the Hebrew phrase, a great miracle happened there. So, take your turn and spin the top. She got none, which means no one has to put any gelt, which is your buys, into the pot. Okay, can I have another volunteer?
Yes.
She got Gimel. Now, Gimel means you would get the entire pot, but since no one had to put anything in, there's no pot to be taken. Try again. Can I have one more volunteer? This is shin. This means everyone has to put 1 5 into the pot. The game continues until someone has all of the gelt or until the latkes are ready. Today, I had the opportunity to share with you guys this great and rich traditional heritage behind the Hebrew holiday Hanukkah. First, I walked you through the history of Hanukkah, and then I told you a little bit about the activities that are within those 8 days of Hanukkah. And lastly, I taught you how to play the game dreidel. In conclusion, I hope that you were able to learn something new about the holiday of Hanukkah. Desmond Tutu once said, "We live in a world that is characterized by great diversity. Whenever we take the time to learn about other people's cultures and backgrounds, we get to represent within ourselves the great mosaic of color that makes up the world around us." Happy holidays!